of the ISRL Group 3. This is obviously still Lobby 8 for Season 7 of the Group 3. So welcome along if you're watching the stream now, which no one is. I mean, if you're watching it now, it's because you're watching it on YouTube back afterwards. Point is, hello, welcome. Let's just do the usual that we do at this point. Sorry for the very quiet start. Here we are then at the Nurburgring. If you remember to last week, you'll find out that you'll remember there have been changes to the way that the Group 3 is being ran as we're now ready to go. So there are changes to the way Group 3 is done for this season. We did go over the changes last time, but here we are again going over them. We've got only 3 cars with us, only 3 different cars with us today. We've got the Lexus, Mercedes and a Corvette. This is obviously Lobby A of 2 divisions. There's a Lobby A and a Lobby B. Not sure if Lobby B is being streamed tonight, but I'm sure. I think it's usually Budge that is streaming the Lobby B usually. So yeah, we've only got Corvettes, Lexuses and Mercedes, which are actually the top 3 cars, so that works. And they're all going all out for it to determine who is going to be quickest of these 3 cars that have been selected. Point is, here we go then. After the first race in Fuji, it's Raiden that is title leader, along with... I should probably check. I should probably know this. Don't really know this, but I should probably know this. Let's not watch someone in the pits, so let's watch Melon, who is currently the fastest person on the track right now. Group 3 information. Championship standings in Lobby 8 does indeed see Raiden at the top, 9 points clear of Vitman G second, obviously first race of the season. TSF represent. Hello, welcome to the stream, Miguel San Mateo. I think I probably completely destroyed that name. As far as the cars, it is actually Chevrolet who are on 101 points, Mercedes second with 71 points, and Lexus third with 61 points for Lobby A. So here we are. This is what has brought us to this one. Here we are indeed then. So we've got the Nurburgring. We will have a stock check soon, and then it shall be a qualifying. We will have race 1, which will be determined on the grid of the qualifying, and then race 2 will be a reverse grid based on the first race results. If you win the first race, you start last. The second one, the first race has no tyre wear and it's only mediums. The second race has tyre wear and a required pit stop, and is much longer. Required pit stop from mediums to hards. Everyone must use the hards, and I think the top 3 only get 1 set of mediums. The top 3 in the championship, which are Raiden. What did I say? I should really know this. Raiden, Vitman G, I think I said. I should probably just keep this here. Hubi. Raiden, Vitman G and Hubi. So here we go then. This is the stock check. Expect collisions. Along this edge. We've got 11, which is more than we had last week. always a good sign. So usually the more people you have, the more exciting the races tend to be, and we'll see if that's the case today. So we see we go for the stuck check. This is just a test the start, see how everyone is off the line. I'm testing to the first corner. Vintman G has a great start. That Lexus didn't seem good off the line. Hubi, and in fact someone is stuck, and it is Shini Volpe. We destroyed that name, and the cameras are broken because I can't look at anyone other than this one. So the game has broke. Very much so. I can't tell you what's happening right now, but I can imagine there's been a punt. Someone has been punted. However, I can't tell you who or why or when, because we're stuck on this camera for Shiny Volpe. I have destroyed his name, 100%. Now we're waiting on him. Okay, he's ended. Reset bus station region. Yes, the real reason for that is just to make sure that no one gets stuck on the grid like Shiny did. I'm going to keep calling him Shiny because I know how to pronounce that. So yeah, Shiny as an example of why we do that. So he will leave now, but we'll be back later. Just have a look at a couple of people out on track at the moment. What is wrong with the cameras at the moment? As we see everyone charging themselves back out. On star check not on. There seems to be issues that people are harming. There's Raiden, there's Doctor, they're all stopping on track right now. Night Donna, Hubi, and Fubuki. Hubi and Fubuki. Oh yes. Vulpix is in Vulpix from Pokemon. Possibly. I don't know, it could be. But I have never played a Pokemon game or watched anything Pokemon, so I'm not actually sure what you're on about. So I'm just going to go with you on that one. Here is Resite giving us his donuts again. He tends to do this. So we're going to expect this Resite, who is now moving on. There's 7 on track at the moment, which means we're lacking in a couple of them. The couple of them includes Black Forest, who had a decent first race last time out. He was actually leading for quite a bit before the strategy went a tad bit wrong for him. Melond as well, another quick driver. I am not racing, and Wizard is our host, so he should also be racing. Here we go then. So we got Hubi then, who's currently first but not set a time, and then it is Night Donna, and then it is Fubuki, and then it is Doctor, and then it is Raiden, and then Racete, who is stopped. When he comes back, we'll start quali. Right, so I think we're starting qualifying then when he comes back. So when Volpe returns, or Shiny returns, we'll do another stuck check to make sure everything's right, and then there we go. We should be good. Should be good to then launch ourselves into a qualifying. Is it 15 or 10 minutes? Again, I should know these things. 10-minute qualifying. Here's a 10-minute qualifying. We got people in the pit at the moment aren't bothering to go out because we've currently got like 4 drivers at the moment that are getting extra bits of practice in, and in a lobby that's as competitive as this, 3 in a lobby that's as competitive as this, practice is going to be ever so important. With Doctor, he's a quick driver, but is he going to be quick enough to be fighting for the championship this season? Season 7, we've got Fubuki, a strong driver as well. Night Donna, he's relatively strong, but an easy title-winning pace. Well, we're about to find out this season. Hubi as well, he's another quick driver, very young, quick Dutchman. And so he will be hoping to make an impact. He raced a while back in like Season 2 of this, and then left for a while and has returned, I think. Fubuki also did a bit, Season 2, Season 3, Doctor did a couple of races as a reserve. Night Donna's been going on since like Season 5 was his first full-time slot, yes, Season 5, so he's relatively new to the series, but not quite as new as Black Forest, who is going into his second Group 3 race. Melond, he's been going around for a while since like Season 2. Melon's been on for Season 2, so this is his 5th season. Raiden has only been around since Season 3. Resite, He joined in the first season. He's the only driver that has been in that has done a race in every single season of this. His raceteer, and he's not won a single championship. He's not won a race since the season 2 Maggiore race, which was the second to the last race. It's been quite a while for Tim. I'm sure hope he's gonna want to come back. Want to come back to winning ways soon enough. Just waiting. Very much just waiting. That's all we're doing right now, just waiting. Oh look, Fubuki has gone purple. We've got Doctor at 156.4. I'm sure some of the quicker guys might be getting into 55s. We shall see how it goes. Fairly certain 55s are possible for some of these, maybe even 54s for the likes of Raiden, who is an incredibly quick person on one lap, so we'll have to see where he comes in qualifying as we've switched the camera. Oh, what a brilliant camera angle that the game has given us. So glad you've given us this. Black Forest, he's stopped on track. Remember, he's still going in his Lego Mercedes car. He's a double world champion, winning it in seasons 4 and 5. Night Donna, again, not quite champion, neither is Doctor. Raiden is the defending champion, and champion is season 3 and season 6, for that matter. So here we go then. Still in a practice session. I was just practicing around the Nurburgring then. Let's talk about the track, shall we? It's some very interesting corners. The first corner is going to be very fun to watch them charging down. 11 cars launching themselves into that first corner. A downhill hairpin, really tight on the brakes. And they're all going to be wanting to try and make up positions, but we should see a lot of respectful racing, and it's a punt zone. Let's say that. The first corner is a Class A punt zone. This next part of the lap, in fact, let's go on board with Doctor to do this. These next couple of corners, they're very long. It's all about car positioning. A good place to overtake is here. If you can get that line right, you can overtake here as you launch yourself at the end of the first sector. Into turn 6 then. Sort of on the brakes, let it roll through a lot. Lift off, roll it through the next corner, accelerate as soon as you can. I think we are restarting the lobby as I speak. And then you stop on track, and it's clearly the quickest way to go. I mean, he's the quickest man on track now, it's clear. Quickest way to go, stop on track, and let the host end the game whilst we have technical difficulties for the second week in a row. As we just now wait for the lobby to reopen. Let's just go show only rooms with friends, and then wait. There is Lobby B, by the way. I'm not sure who's. I don't think anyone is streaming Lobby B. Or if they are, I'm not sure. Not certain. If anyone is streaming Lobby B, it would be Udgefet. He usually streams, but I'm not sure if he's doing it. He didn't do it last week. I'm not sure if he's doing it this week. Not certain. Refresh. Let's take a look, shall we, at our Lobby B entrance, because we've got not much better to do with not those are your Lobby B drivers. The game 3 guy will be streaming, and Isyun or Crazy. I don't know, why is YouTube? Is it Crazy Gamer? Something like Crazy Boy Gamer with a K. He will also have a video up on Lobby B, and M3 guy will be streaming on his channel. I've dropped my controller. Involuntarily, of course, didn't mean to do that. Let's just keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting. And at any point now, lobby will reopen and we'll all be good. Any second now. I do apologise for this, guys. Obviously not my fault, but it's the way it is. I don't really do too much about it. While waiting for the lobby to reopen, and then we can be good to go. This seems like a good time as any to remind you that the Super Formula is next. After this, very quickly after this actually, we will be doing the Super Formula season, which this time they take place in Monza. And it's Super Formula. So you know it's going to be good, because let's face it, the Super Formula races are just probably the best ones there. This is, it's not exactly a good thing. This is just a thing where we wait for the lobby to reopen because it's broken and the lobby was glitched and it didn't work, and so we're now all going to blame Wizard. Let's all blame Wizard. It's Wizard's fault. Because right now we're sat here not really doing too much. Oh, is lobby up? Okay, Raiden. Ah, there it is. Thank you, Raiden, for that. Still, let's all blame Wizard. This is all Wizard's fault. He's host. It's Wizard's fault. Also, welcome, Raiden, to the stream. And good luck. Not that I'm biased or anything, but good luck. So, here we go. We are loading in again. Ready to go racing again. Maybe this time we will actually, you know, do something good. It might actually work. Oh, who knows? Preparing. Here we are, look, we're back in the lobby. Yay, celebrate for the lobby returns. Let's just watch Hubie go around because he's on track and moving. Yay, Hubie. Hubie is now on track. We've got Black Forest, he's now there. And Melon is just in front of Hubie. And we've got Hubie. Fubuki has gone at fastest right now. Or moreover, he is first because he is the only one on a timed lap. Shiny Volpe has returned. Would love to watch, but I have a race to do. Well, I mean, you could let someone else win. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Like, I mean, you don't have to win everything. Sure, it might make you feel good, but I mean, other people would like to win, I'm sure. Let's watch Raiden then as he comes out on track and stops because we're distracting him. Yep. Everyone enter. I am not entering because I'm not racing, so there's no reason for me to enter. So therefore I'm not going to enter. Don't worry guys, you don't... If I was racing in this, I'd probably be like 20 seconds down by the first corner. On the first lap. If I was racing in this, which is why I'm not. Especially not in this lobby. This lobby is just like... They're just rapid, every single one of them. That's part of the reason why they're in lobby A, not lobby B. No offence to any Lobby B people, but they're just not as quick as these people, hence the reason for lobbies A and B. It's a very similar system to what we have in the Group 2s for this same league, ISRL. The Group 2s, pretty much the same format. They've practically merged in the way that there's the feature race and sprint race and the 3 cars. Obviously with Group 2 they're limited anyway because it's just Hondas, Lexuses and Dawson's just planned a Nike. Oh, what is it? Nissans. In Group 2 it's just Hondas, Lexus and Nissan. So they don't really get a choice, and they chose to use that same system here for the first time ever. And it's the biggest shift of the way the Group 3 is done since Season 1. It was in dramatic need of a shift. It was the same the whole way through, and here we go with a brand new format, pretty much brand new owners at this point. And it's really the new guard of Group 3. It's a new era, which is not beginning here, but it began last week. It's continuing here. The lights are coming on. Melon's on pole for this stock check. Will this work this time? The lights go green and everyone has gotten off the grid. That's a good start that everyone's gotten off the grid, yeah. Oh, there's been a collision between Raiden and Nike. What a surprise. There's been more collisions as Dawson for Buki goes off, Wizard chasing Doctor. We'll leave them to do what they want. Wittmann's got damage to the rear of the car. Racer T's chasing Melon and Black Forest in a display of Corvette dominance. And Melon, who's now gone. Oh no, they're all gone. Hoovies facing the wrong way. Relatively successful stuck track. So this does lead on instantly now to 10-minute qualifying session where we have to everything element. Nike, do you want to what are you doing? Everyone charges immediately out, and we're going to go on board with someone who is no stranger to pole position. It's Racer T. We've got 10 minutes to determine who will start on pole, who will start last, and who will start everywhere in between. We're going to just watch on the outlap as they'll file their way through now this first sector. A lot of traffic here, especially here with Night Donner. What is it? Night Donner, Wittmann with Doctor, Raiden and Fubuki are all practically on next to each other. And there is Wizard and Dawson right at the back. So you got Vim and G in 5th place, then we Night Donner 4th at the moment. Obviously, they've not sent a flying lap, no one has, so this is just the positions they've come out the pits in as they file through. Raiden is going to be one to watch in qualifying. He's always so rapid, and we'll see if he's able to continue with this and see if he's able to get another pole position here. We call them through the heaven. I do not know corner names apart from the Schumacher S as Melon overtakes Racer T into the Schumacher S. So now we've got Melon, who is the first one, who will start a lap as he comes toward the end of the sectors, as he prepares mentally for the flying lap. It's quite a long lap here, so we're expecting around 1 minute 50s, but it's not exactly an easy track to do either. It's not an easy circuit. Here we go, we're going to ride on board now with Melon as Dawson tells Wizard that he's lagging. Now that's not good because Wizard is the horse, the lobby might just die. That could be a problem. Here we go then. Melon prepares now for his first flying lap. It's a bit of a wobble coming out the first, it's a long straight. It's not the longest straight, but it's a relatively long straight, a long time to prepare and think mentally. Where are you braking? The track starts to dip away and turn across a bit. It's a downhill into the braking zone. Difficult apex to get because it's just a massive drop that it can offset the car. Through turn 2 then, roll it through a lot of it, find your acceleration point wisely because you don't want to spin but you don't want to go too wide. Again, brake slightly in a straight line, turn it in, roll it again, same process again and again one last time, roll it through, accelerate. There we go, use up across that track limit, so you're allowed to do that as you accelerate now. Straight line, brake there at that white line where it comes on. Don't touch that dirt that Melon just did there. You can see how we got a bit of a wobble on the braking. That was quite a minor thing as you roll through, accelerate. Now next up is the hairpin. A good overtaking spot, the hairpin. There are multiple lines you could take. Let's see where Melon goes as he prepares for the hairpin. Stick to the outside, brake. roll it through. Doesn't really need to use much of the apex. You want to try and get a later apex, you accelerate through. Now here we go then. Now you start to climb up the hill that you've just gone down, right across the curb on entry there, through the Schumacher, a slight lift on entry I think I heard, as we come now into these next couple of corners. Brake for about the 100 metre board, yep, slow it down, second gear, accelerate now. Now this one you want to get a late apex, it's a great place to overtake, you can get the run here. It was a relatively decent line, now you got a long straight with a slight kink and uphill, so because this next braking zone is up a hill, you can brake slightly later. Great overtaking spot this, aside from the fact that it's a chicane. 100 metre board, slows it down, right across the curb, so you don't want to cut it too much, and it's very easy to do that because it's a chicane. It's very easy to cut that and you can get a penalty. You can see Melon's aggressive use on the outside curb. He's using all the road he is given. Got a bit of a wobble coming out the final corner. All in all, a decent lap. A 55.6 begins as a way and race to instant goes 2 tenths slower, and Hubi's gone slower, and in fact they're all going slower. Vimmergy goes third, Night Donna sixth, Vimmergy fourth is Doctor, seventh Ibuki, Raiden, and Raiden does come in with a 55.4, which puts him provisionally on pole position. Behind him is Black Forest, who's about to come up the line now. I don't think he's going to really be a contender for pole position, and he's not. It's Black Forest and ninth for Wizard. So that is everyone on their first runs. Melons, we're catching and getting a bit of a wobble on there. On our first qualifying runs, it is Raiden from Melon from Racete. So Racete, he knows he can qualify and he's going to want to try and get on that front row now. We've got Vimmergy, the double ISRL world champion in seasons 4 and 5. He was the first double champion before Raiden managed to get two. Before Raiden got his second in season 6 last season, the reigning champions. He's going side by side with Night Donna here. Night Donna down in 7th, he's looking to back off of it now. But here we go then. So Night Donna, he's now behind Vimmergy on the road, and on the time he's also behind him by second. He's second off. In fact, Fubuki is a second behind Raiden. So the top 7 are just within a second of Raiden. The crucial time is to be found here, just a half second from Racete to Raiden. As who is the next person to come across the line? It's going to be Melond again. Does Melond improve his time? Heading hard into the brakes, then into the chicane. Here we go then. Is this going to be enough? Now into the final corner. You can overtake the final corner as well, but it's another key overtake spot. So it's not like overtaking is impossible around a track like this. It just isn't always going to be the easiest thing, because the corners you can overtake on and either followed by a long straight or another corner flipping the other way around. And Melon's gone on at pole position. Melon has just gone faster. Hubi goes on the front row as well. Is Raiden improving to reclaim that pole position or even the front row start at this point? No, he does not. Vim and G 4th at the moment. Racete is in 5th. Fubuki 6th. 7th is Doctor. Is anyone else going to cross the line now? Black Forest and Wizard are. Black Forest across the line. He improves to 4th. An astonishing lap from Black Forest. Wizard only improves in the end to 8th place, but we can't quite get him. Doctor looks to be stuck behind Night Donna here, and with Fubuki stuck behind him. So I wonder if there's just problems going on here, or if this is tactical. I mean, they're not on the same team. However, the Lexuses of Doctor and Fubuki, as Doctor gets a bit of a slide, it looks like there. You can see them all using the track limits to the limited extent. As you can see now, to get a bit out of shape coming out of corners. I don't know how much he's desperately pushing now. This is Dawson coming toward the end of his outlap. Obviously missed the first part of qualifying, the first half of qualifying. He might get 1, maybe 2 laps in. I can't see him getting any more than 2 laps, so Dawson needs to nail it. Mellard is next, trying to defend that pole position. He's looking strong. Raiden, however, is going to go for it. We'll see if Raiden is going to be close enough to get himself back on the front row of the grid. Black Forest has done a great job now of sitting himself 4th, and only just by a tiny margin ahead of him and G. Racete, is he improving? It's a bit difficult to tell right now as he comes in toward the final chicane. Is this going to be enough for Raiden, Racete, sorry, to get himself up the order, maybe get himself onto the second row, maybe even the first row, dare you dream. Final corner, the final part of this lap looked okay. No change from Melon at the front, but he doesn't. So we could be getting into territory of 45s. At Raiden just ahead, does improve, but he doesn't quite improve enough to get himself ahead of him and G. And Black Forest, Vimanji has improved, and he's improved to 4th place. Black Forest now drops down to 5th. Where's Fubuki? Fubuki across the line, and he's already finished his lap. Wizard down in 8th place. Is he going to have enough to get himself up toward the front? Will this be enough? We're about to find out now. As he comes around the final corner. It's very close between Fubuki, Wizard and Doctor, and it's not an improvement. It's not an improvement. Dawson then, here he comes now. Is he well, obviously he's improving, there's not a certain time yet. Is Dawson going to get himself out of the back? He is, from what I've heard, a great driver. He's a quick driver. And here he is then, Eddie X Dawson. Is this going to be enough for Dawson to get himself toward the front? He's going to want to hope that that's going to be enough. Ubi then still starting that front row red and trying desperately, giving everything he can. He's usually an incredibly quick qualifier that's just usually ahead of everyone and then more ahead of everyone. But this time he's down in 3rd with Vimanji 4th, 5th is Black Forest. In fact, someone got off there. I think someone had gone off. It is Melond that's having his off-track excursions. Here we go then. Dawson into the final sector now. Charges headlong into the chicane at the top of the hill. At the top of here he comes then, final corner. Is this enough? Where does Dawson put himself? It's not going to be pole. In fact, it seems a bit of a disappointing lap, but he made an error somewhere, surely, because he's a second off 9th honour. There is no possible way that's his actual time, and we will be seeing him go for another lap. Now then, what have we got? Melon still on pole position. Hubi does improve, and he's so close to Melon. Is Raiden then as he comes through the final corner, and these people will be starting their final flying laps. Raiden comes across the line, and he does improve, but he's not on the front row of the grid. So Raiden, Hubi's on a final lap. Melon as well, I think, has just got himself onto a final lap now. So then, qualifying is on, and Dawson's gone. Dawson has gone, and there's a penalty for Wizard. 9th honours at the back now. Razor has dropped down to 7th place after all this. So then we need to be seeing then as Hubi has a penalty. Hubi's got a penalty, so he's not going to improve on his time. Raiden, however, still could, and this has gone dramatic. So we're going to watch the live timings then and see who is on it. It's a purple first sector for Raiden as we charge ourselves through now into the 2nd sector. I don't think Hubi's going to improve on his time. You can see how close they are in the 2nd sector. The first one across the 2nd sector, it's actually Race Davis, it's 26.2. 26.235. Vimanji's fastest, 26.0 from Hubi in the middle sector. Hang on a minute. I don't think that's right. I think that's just their best, not their actual ones. Point is, here we go then. So is this going to be enough from Raiden, from Hubi then, to try and get that pole position? Any one of the three. Now we saw Hubi get a penalty earlier on in the lap from abusing the track limits maybe a bit too much. Melon went a bit wide there. We caught him a bit out back of a mistake. This has worked in favour of Raiden. Vimanji's not exactly out of it, and he is going to be first out of the top 4 to cross the line. Is this going to be an improvement from Vimanji? He's currently sat P4, of which things can be done at a podium. Very much possible in this first race from 4th on the grid. Here comes Vimanji across the line, and he's massively down on his time. Raiden is next. Melond is actually next. Does he improve? No. Raiden? No. Raiden does. Raiden improves by a tiny amount, and it's put him on pole position. Has Hubi got any response? No, because he's already crossed the line. Vimanji's already crossed. Doctor has already done it. Tay, Fubuki, Wizard, 9th honour, everyone is done, and Raiden has taken pole position at the death of things on the final lap. He has done it. Well done, Raiden. He's taken pole position for the feature race. In a very, very close qualifier. You can see the gap there between them. It is a hugely small amount. So it is an incredibly tiny margin there between Raiden and Melon, and usually when we get small margins, the racing is usually just as close. Racing is just as close. So we've got Raiden pole position, Mellon at second. So let's run through the grid and the cars. Raiden pole position for Corvette. Mellon in the Lexus is second. Hubi, also in a Lexus, starts P3. The first Mercedes is Vitamin G, who's down in P4. Black Forest in a Corvette is in P5. Doctor, P6 in a Lexus. Racer Tay, a Corvette, is in 7th. Fabuki in the Lexus is P8. P9 is Night Donner in a Corvette, though I think he moved out into 10th once Wizard goes on track, who is in the Mercedes and starts a little bit further up the order, and I couldn't remember what Dawson was in. But he is back now, so you will see what Dawson was in. Let's see if anyone is putting on a display. I don't think they are. They're all very calm now. It's a very calm affair, just to eliminate the nerves before we go in. Pretty much going into battle. Nobody knows what is about to unfold over the next, like, 7... How many laps is it? 7 laps. I thought it was 7 laps. No one knows what is about to unfold over the next 7 laps, and I don't think any of us can really predict who is going to win the race. Mellon is moving, so we shall watch him for a bit. And Shiny Vulpy has returned. And I think with him not taking part in qualifying, it's very certain he will be last. He will be last. Will Shiny with Raiden on pole position, preparing for a 7-lap sprint around the Nurburgring. The track with the mighty Nordschleife just north of it. Nordschleife, German for Nürburgring, by the way. There you go. Vitamin G then is speeding his way around the lap in the Mercedes in the AMG. So we've got obviously 3-car showdown between Mercedes, between Lexus and Corvette. One from each region on the game, and Vitamin G has driven straight into a wall. That is not the fastest way around the lap. Black Forest is parked at the hairpin. Doctor's just rolling it down to the hairpin. Tay's parked at turn 1 at the car park. Kabuki just on the exit turn 1. Dawson's absolutely speeding around. Night Donner is also just parked at turn 1. Wizard in the pits, Raiden at turn 1, Mellon just a couple of corners around. He's actually at the end of sector 1, which I believe they were instructed to do so. The gaps are smaller than my thigh gap. Well, I will take your word for it. It is incredibly close, these margins. At the front anyway, which usually means we have an exciting race in store, and it looks like we could be ready to go racing, lads, any minute now. As soon as everyone is on the track. as we eagerly anticipate the start. I think they're just trying to sort the grid out, making sure everyone's got their right grid slots. We still only have 11 on track. I think we should have a 12th. Yeah, no, we don't have a 12th. Do we? I can't see the 12th man. He's supposedly in the lobby because it's not been said that he's left. However, I can't see him. Which is a bit of a problem, realistically, as we see Fabuki absolutely lose it. Or at least, but I can only imagine was intentional. It looked intentional, didn't it? Well, we're saying it was intentional, because I highly doubt a man with his caliber will accidentally spin like that. Dawson is 9th, 10th is in 9th on a Wizard is 11th as he attempts to, sort the grid out. Because I think there is a 12th man that is not showing on my screen, or on Night Donna's screen by the sounds of things, and so it's just causing all kinds of confusion. Stop setting times. Dawson's being told to stop lapping because now he's actually gone quicker than Night Donna, which means that everything is out of whack, and there we go, as expected. So this is taking an incredibly long time to get going. We are now nearly 40 minutes into the stream. We're nearly 40 minutes. We are 40 minutes, sorry, into the stream, and he's punted off Wittmann. We are 40 minutes into the stream. We still do not have a race. It's only a 10-minute qualifying. We should have done the first race. Should have been done by now. We should have been waiting for the second race. But technical difficulties are just affecting everyone, and we're losing time. We are losing time. Time is not a good thing to lose, because once you lose time, you can't get it back. Believe it or not. Oh man, this is just taking a long time. Buki is in 8th. Racer Tay, Season 3 title contender, lost at the last race, is in 7th. And the man who he challenged for the title last season, will it be Raiden, the man who won the championship that season. But what will it be this time? Who will be your Season 7 World Championship? Well, he's certainly looking close with the likes of Melon and Hubi and Wittmann G, all looking like they can challenge our double reigning champion Raiden. Will Raiden be able to defend his title? He wasn't able to do it in Season 4, wasn't in Season 5, came back in Season 6 and dominated to a new extreme. I don't think anyone's dominated. Nobody has dominated as much as him, winning, what was it, 7 out of 8 races, along with there's 7 out of 8 races last season, getting fastest lap and pole position in them all. If that doesn't explain to you what kind of man Raiden is, oh, we're going. I think we are going. Thank God for that. We are finally racing, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in, because this proves to be a cracker. This could be an incredible race here, and it's looking good. There it is, the GT Sport logo as a product placement wasn't enough. Raiden on pole position. It's a Corvette from 2 Lexuses and the first Mercedes. 3 manufacturers are racing here yet again at the Nurburgring in Germany. And we eagerly anticipate the lights. What is going to happen down into turn 1? This could prove to be anything. Anyone can win here today. The lights, come on. The tension builds. The revs build. Lights out, and away we go. Who's won the start there? I think that might have been not Melon. Melon has absolutely dropped back massively. Raiden's had a disappointing, as he had a decent start with Wittmann. G has managed to absolutely storm everyone on the start. He's trying to get down the inside of Raiden. There's a bit of corner. Raiden spun. Raiden drowned at the end of the first corner. Absolute drama. And in fact, there looks to be contact everywhere. Melon has stopped on track as well. Someone's gone completely off. Someone is off the track. And I think that might have been for Buki. I think I'm trying, a bit difficult to see there. There's Wittmann G going off the track as well. well, so Vitamin G is dropping down as well. Fabuki's in 10th, Melon is in 11th, and Melon gets down the inside on Fabuki. Switches immediately to the outside, and the two Lexuses swap position. Black Forest now leads from Doctor from Racer. Go Lorenz. Lorenz, I'm assuming, is Black Forest, I'm assuming. And here he is now, he is now leading the race. What a start we had with Raiden spinning round in circles. Absolutely dramatic. Racer T now holds out in 3rd place on the podium. Dawson's managed to go up in a 5th after all that. Here's Hoovy in 6th, 7th is Raiden, 8th place Wizard. So absolute drama from Vitamin G and Raiden, who have dropped massively down the order, and Melon. No one who was in the top 3. Neither driver who was in the top 4 on the grid is in the top 5. English. Right, so no driver that started in the top 4 is now still in the top 5. Why can I not speak? Anyway, Black Forest has had an absolutely incredible start. It's worked brilliantly for him, and he now sits 6 tenths clear of Doctor, who's got Race Tay and Night Donna harassing the back of him as they come up into the chicane. Is Race Tay going to go for it? Tay is relatively aggressive when it comes to overtaking, so do not be surprised if Dawson goes wide and Hoovy slips through. Hoovy slips through, following Night Donna through on Dawson. Do not be surprised to see Race Tay go for it into the first corner. In fact, as Doctor goes wide there, as we can see them now all filing round onto the main strip, trying to pick up the slipstream where they can. Will this become a Corvette 1-2? We got Night Donna in 4th place. He's now back ahead of Hoovy. As Night Donna 3 is still ahead, and Hoovy goes for it down the inside into the first corner. Down the inside goes Hoovy into turn 1. Night Donna tries to defend her on the outside, and it's not quite worked. Dawson and Raiden are very nearly near each other. Raiden P7, and he's all over the back of Dawson, tries to get down the inside. Dawson tries to get down the inside of Night Donna as they all try that. So then here we go. Night Donna's 5th, 4th is now Hoovy, and in the top 3 is Racer Tay, who's been overtaken by Doctor somewhere at the beginning. No, he hasn't. Shut up. Race Day is still behind Doctor, and he's still trying to find his way through, but now Black Forest's lead is under massive threat, and here comes Tay. Tay tries to get the exit now, and that's not quite enough. Fighting for 3rd place. Doctor is on the back, he's hounding the back of Black Forest, looking for an opening. There are places to overtake, but they will require cooperation from your rival. And we will see who has the edge here as Doctor, as he comes through the Schumacher S now, tries to get that exit on Black Forest to try and make that move work and try to find a way past. We've got Night Donna from Dawson, from Raiden, from Wizard, from Melon, and from Fabuki, and from Vitamin G, who started 4th and is now down in 11th place. The top 4 have started to break away from the pack now, and Hoovy, who is 2nd in the championship, suddenly this has really came alive for him. He's currently top 3 in the championship, and suddenly now an opportunity has arisen. The top 4 have started to break away, and Hoovy is ahead of his title rivals, and so needs to get on that podium if he really wants to go for it. We saw Hoovy and Race Day go really at each other for a podium last time out in Fuji, and now Doctor's all over Black Forest. Black Forest covers off to defend, slightly going onto the straight. Hoovy now has the fastest lap. Who is going to go for an overtake? Are we going to stay in this conga line formation? Here comes Doctor. Here comes Racer T. He's gone for it. Only RT Doctor. He's gone down the inside. And he's trying to get down the inside of Black Forest as well. And he's gone the exit. He's ahead of Doctor for now, but Doctor has the inside line for turn 2. Racer T almost got to get a double overtake going on there, and that didn't quite work out for him. Although he's still holding that around the outside. Doctor gets a bit of a moment. He needs to commit to this, and he's hit him. There's been contact. If Race Day does not get this done, Hoovy's going to be all over him. And in fact, Doctor's lost out there. Doctor has lost out. He's dropped down to 3rd. Hoovy has suddenly gained his way up into 2nd. And he's on the outside though. This is incredibly close racing, and this is allowing Black Forest to absolutely get away with it. And now he's backed up into Dawson and Raiden, crucially. And Hoovy, he's going for it into the hairpin. He's got the inside line on Doctor. Doctor's going to try and hug it back, and behind Dawson's getting down the inside on Tay. Doctor's trying to hold it around the outside of Hoovy, but that's not quite working, and Dawson's trying to get the exit speed. Dawson almost got the exit now on Doctor to try and make that move stick, and Raiden's now moved up into 6th place. So Hoovy still is in 2nd place then, with Doctor 3rd, Dawson 4th, 5th Race Day, 6th is Raiden, and they're all incredibly close to each other. This is indeed excellent racing, and it all kicked off with Racerte's attempted overtake on Doctor for second, and this is working a treat for Black Forest, who's managed to pull out a 1.2 second gap now, and it's still going up over them. So this has worked out brilliantly now as he's starting to gap them, which is crucial for a race like this. Doctor breaks late, and he's got it wrong. Dawson's all over the back of him now, but Racerte, and they're going 3 wide, going into the final corner, 3 wide into the final corner. And it's very nearly ended in disaster, but it didn't. That was intense. And now Raiden has got the exit on Dawson. Here we go then. Raiden's going to try and get down. Is Raiden going to go for it down the inside? Racerte's going for it yet again on Doctor. And Raiden switches to the outside. And they're pretty much going 4 wide down the main straight. This is ridiculous. This race is pure insanity at this point. And now here we go. Here we go, Doctor. Tried to get down the inside of Racerte, but that's not quite enough. Dawson looks to get down the inside. In fact, I think Doctor's gone for it there, but that's not quite a gap there. And this is ridiculous. This is second. This is now third, all the way down to 11th. Or 10th even. This is pure insanity, and they're just all nose to tail. One mistake, and you drop to 10th. And now I think Dawson is trying to get past Doctor. Raiden managed to keep that door very wide, but Wizard didn't go for it. Here comes Raiden. He's setting himself up for a move on Dawson into the hairpin, but backs out of that one. Dawson goes defensive. Raiden's going to try and get the exit speed. And now Doctor's managed to get the exit over Dawson because Dawson went defensive. And in the background, I think that's Night Donner looking to shape up a move on Wizard. Here we go then. Raiden's still on the back of Dawson. He's still trying desperately to go for it, and he goes down the outside. Tries to get around the outside there. That's not quite enough. And now Raiden's going to try and get around the outside of Dawson again, and it's still not quite enough. Meanwhile, up front we've got Hubie, who has absolutely demolished that gap like a lumberjack in the trees. He has destroyed that gap like a lumberjack in the forest, and here he is now, less than half a second to Black Forest. And here we go then. Is this going to be enough? It's his home race, is Black Forest, and it's looking strong here for a victory, but now he's got to hold off a half a second gap to Hubie. In the background there, Race's finally managed to get ahead of Doctor, and Raiden has managed to get ahead of Dawson, and Night Donner's pulling over, so I think he's got a penalty here. Now then, is Melon going to be able to find a position on Wizard? In fact, that's Doctor looking like he was trying to make that move on Tate to get back at him there. Raiden and Dawson did switch positions. Wizard and Melon. Shiny has left the room. Not that I knew where he was, of course, because he wasn't appearing on my screen. We've got Raiden then 5th place. 6th place is Dawson. Dawson's going to try and hold it around the outside. No, he's not. I'm telling lies. Don't listen to me. We've got Fubuki in 9th place. 8th place Melon. 7th Wizard. 6th is Dawson. Our pole sitter Raiden has dropped all the way down to 5th, and Black Forest is still holding out the lead of this race, but Hubie's definitely going to want to try and go for it, because this could be a crucial race for the championship now. Hubie on the back of Black Forest. Here he comes. Is this going to be enough? No, not yet. He's going to bide his time. He's got a couple of laps yet, but he can't be waiting for too long. I reckon he's going to try and wait until maybe the chicane or the first corner to make that move. He's going to just be setting himself up now, sighting out an opportunity to find a way past. Absolute insanity earlier on in this first race, and it's only going to get better in the next race because it's reverse grids. So that means that we're going to have the people that win the race starting at the back of the grid and having to charge their way through the field. But I must say, this has been an exceptional drive from Black Forest, and he's still going. But here comes Hubie. He's incredibly close, and we can see them rising up the hill. Hubie looks to try and get to the outside. He's not going for it into the chicane. Catches wise of it, doesn't go down the inside into the chicane. Does he go into the first corner then? That's the only reasonable explanation for where he's going to go next then. Is he he's expecting he's going to be lining himself up then to come down the main straight in the slipstream. Is he going to pull out now to the inside? Not yet. Oh wait, no, there he goes. There goes Hubie. He comes down the inside into the first corner. Under braking, he tries to go for the lead. Comes Yati Hubie, and he's made the mistake. Hubie leads now in the Nurburgring in the penultimate lap. Black Forest has been leading since the start, and he got kind of lucky from the way that first lap ended up. And there's Black Forest now drops down to 2nd place. Racer T 3rd, 4th Raiden, 5th Doctor, 6th Dawson, 7th Wizard, 8th Melod, 9th Fubuki, 10th Night Donna, and man who's going to be really frustrated, Vitamin G. Now then, we can see Raiden up into 4th place as Doctor has lost a position to Raiden as well. Now Dawson is all over the back of him, and in fact Doctor is going to try and keep with Raiden. Crucially, for the title race, this has worked massively in Hubie's favour, with Raiden and Vitman down the order. In fact, Dawson has the fastest lap of the race, which is a pretty impressive ordeal. So then with Raiden on the fastest, with Dawson, sorry, fastest lap of the race, that was Dawson in the background there, getting a bit of a wobble on. I think that's actually Hubie in the Lexus, so the 2 Corvettes running 2nd, 3rd and 4th actually, 3 Corvettes running in a row. So this is an incredible race for the Corvette team. The Lexus team are doing okay as well. The Mercedes, on the Mercedes' home turf and everything, I reckon they're going to be fairly disappointed with this. They're running 11th, 7th, 6th, and I think that's it. 11th, 7th and 6th. It's really not as good as a 2nd, a 3rd, 4th and a 10th. The 2nd, 3rd and 4th of Raiden, Race and Black Forest is incredible. And it's still looking, as we go on to the final corner now for the penultimate time, onto the final lap. Here we go then. Racer T is going to try and find his way past Black Forest to take 2nd place now in this race. There's a bit of weaving going on. Racer T, he's 3 tenths back. He's surely not going to go for the under braking, and he does not. Doctor goes defensive as Dawson looks to try and get to the outside. Switches back to the inside, tries to get the exit speed out the first corner. Maybe get the run around the outside the second corner. It's not quite enough. We've got Racer T and Black Forest is really close to each other. They're pretty much touching the front to rear now. So is this going to be enough? We've got Racer T in 3rd place. He's on the podium. Raiden running very wide there. And suddenly anyone can get 2nd place yet again out of these 3 Corvettes all racing each other for 2nd. Either way, Corvettes are likely to get a podium out of this one. So then, what's it going to be? Is Raiden going to get Race T? Is Race T going to get close enough to get Black Forest? Race T has dropped back a bit from Black Forest. Obviously, these two, Race T and Raiden, title rivals in Season 3 at Fuji, and it went down to the wire, and Raiden did win the championship that season. When it went down to the wire on the day, Raiden did win. So with Race T then 2nd at the moment. Here we go then, Raiden. He is following. He's trying everything he's got now to try and follow, and is this going to be enough? We're about to find out. Does Raiden get the exit here to try and take 2nd place? And in fact, that's Melon sneaking down the inside on Wizard. Melon gets down the inside and the move is done there. Melon is through. Wizard drops back again. So then Race Day pulls to the outside, Race Day goes to the outside, he's sold him a dummy, he's going to go down the inside into the chicane, he's cut the corner, Race Day cuts the corner on the first chicane, and now Raiden has the run on Race Day trying to sell him a dummy there, and it didn't quite work out, and now here's Doctor getting very close, but your winner for the first race is Hubie, wins. Black Forest is just about going to edge on for 2nd, Race Day 3rd, 4th Raiden, 5th Doctor, 6th Dawson, 7th Melon, 8th Wizard, 9th Fubuki, 10th Night Donna, and in 11th is Vitamin G. An astonishing race nonetheless though, and Hubie did come out victorious after all that. What a race, that was absolutely... That was the most unpredictable thing I've ever seen in my life. No one could have told you what was going to happen for that. That is what happened, and that was our first race. There we go then. Vitamin G will start pole for the 2nd race, the feature race, and Hubie will start last. He got fastest lap, and that's all he had to show for, getting fastest lap right at the end there. He was really pushing to get that win, and he got it in the end, so success to him. Great job from Hubie, and congratulations to our top 3. In fact, congratulations to all of them. That was an absolutely monumental race. That, I've got to say it, guys, that was a phenomenal race. I'm sorry, I had to say it. That was the only time I've ever used that unironically, because that was a phenomenal race. Melon apologising for the first corner. Interesting to see the scenarios. We just save the replay because there's like several photo opportunities to come out. Let's take a look then. Those are your results then. Hubie did win, Black Forest second, and RSA third. Fourth was Raiden, fifth Doctor, sixth Dawson, seventh Melond, eighth Wizard, ninth Fabuki, 10th is Night Bonner, and 11th is Vitman G, which means that your grid for the feature race will be Vitman G, Night Bonner, Fabuki. Select conditions. Fabuki, sorry, will start third. Wizard, Melord, Dawson, Doctor, Raiden, Reste, Black Forest, and Hubie. This one will have tyre degradation. Mediums and hards are to be used over the next 24 laps. And we shall see who is going to come out on top. Who will pick the right strategy with their only medium and hard tyres available? I believe we will be having a break, so I shall just go get a drink because I'm just going to ask first of all. Well, maybe not 10-minute break, but you know what I mean. I shall quickly dash because I need to go get a drink after that. So bear with me. I shall be back. Don't worry about that. I'm not disappearing on you. Stream will still run. Let's watch someone because that's more entertaining than watching the lobby screen. Yes, Hubie, let's watch our race winner from last time. Right, so we are awaiting the start of the second race. Obviously this one, medium and hard tyres are to be used. So what that means is that you have to use both compounds. I know, right? Basically, let's take a quick rundown then of the tyre that people have chosen to start with. Dawson has chosen to start with the mediums. Hubie is starting on the hard tyre. Fabuki is also on the hard tyre. Black Forest is on the hard tyre. Raiden is on the hard tyre. Melwood is on the medium tyre. Race T is on the hard tyre. Nightbot is on the medium tyre. And so is Wizard. Now this is interesting. A bit more of a split last time. Was Doctor's on the mediums as well. A bit more of a split last time because in the last race in Fuji, everyone started on the hards apart from Black Forest, and in the first stint it worked perfectly for Black Forest. He started to pull away from everyone. Huge gap by the time he pitted in. Unfortunately, after that it all went wrong on the medium tyres when he had to pit onto the hards, off the mediums, and it didn't really work out for him in the end. So I think he's learned from his mistake and he's starting on the hard tyre this time. However, we've got a bit more of a mix. We've got Dawson, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars on mediums and 5 cars on hards. So we've actually got a pretty good split this time. So of strategy, anything could be happening. Nobody really knows. Obviously with the reverse grid as well, things are about to get interesting. So, as we eagerly anticipate the waiting of the next race, I think we're waiting on Vim and G to come back with us. Then I think we're good to go. So we are waiting now for the race start. About 1 hour and 7 into the stream. It's going to be a long race, around about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Who knows? At this point, as Black Forest shoves Raiden off the track, Raiden proceeds to go run side by side with his Corvette teammate as Black Forest gives him a flash. Quick reminder then, if anyone is watching at this point and hasn't already, then do please subscribe if you're enjoying what you're seeing, because it's pretty much what I do on this channel is this. Literally all I do at this point. I don't really do much else. We will eventually, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Might do some other things. We've done other things before though. Just not entirely other things, but yeah, either way, this is the thing we do for now until we can think of something else to do. I reckon, yeah, subscribe basically is what I'm trying to tell you. Subscribe if you're enjoying, for exclusive live for the Group 3 Lobby A and for the Super Formula as well, which will be starting in like 10-20 minutes after this, around about 8:15. So if this finishes about 10 to, it's finished about 10 to 20 to 8, then the Super Formula will start at 8:15. So stay tuned for that, because Super Formula races are always good, they're always unpredictable, a lot like these Group 3 races. You can never really tell who is going to win, although you can. Either way, it's still good fun to watch the Super Formula race, so we will see how it goes. As we just watch Night Donna head around the far corner. I think we're all about Ready to go then. In 2 minutes. From when Wizard sent that message, which was like a minute ago. So about 1 minute. And then we are good to go. So we will always be ready to go then. In like a minute or so. No. Yeah, I'm gonna get done for copyright now. No. Hey, we're good. We're finally getting going again. Finally, the final is starting. Alright, here we go then. It's time for the next race. Here we go then. It is indeed Night Donner on pole position. Okay, I might have... Why is Night Donner on pole position? Vimanji starting 8th. That is interesting. Shouldn't Night Donner... I'm not going to question it. It's not my place to question it. But here we go, the lights come on then. Who is going to be crowned the winner at the end of 24 laps? The lights are out and away we go. It's a great start from Wizard from third, who immediately tries to put himself alongside Night Donner. Fabuki looks to have dropped back, but Night Donner has had a great start from pole position. Fabuki goes late on the brakes to try and get down the inside to take the lead, and he's gone straight on, and he's hit Night Donner in the process. That has allowed Wizard to get back up into the lead now. Melon into third, Dawson. Doctor's going around the outside of Raiden, and now they're trying to switch to the inside. Fabuki was ambitious on the brakes, and it's really not worked out for him there. Now Black Forest is trying to get around the outside of Tay. They're really all filing through in formation, and Black Forest is through down the inside on Race Tail. Now has to get past Doctor and Raiden if he wants to get back up onto another podium position for this. Fabuki, what was he thinking on that start? He just absolutely launched it down the inside on the braking, hit Night Donner a bit, and went straight on. That has allowed Wizard to get up into the lead. Now Melon is chasing. So Melon chasing Night Donner for second, and Night Donner chasing Wizard for the lead. We've got Race Day and Black Forest going side by side. Black Forest gets a bit out of shape there, and Black Forest looks to have held that. Black Forest does indeed hold 7th place. So we now have Raiden, we've got Doctor, and we've got Dawson in 4th place. Melon and Night Donner and Wizard look to have pulled away a bit. But Wizard's already starting to gap Night Donner and Melon, and crucially, all these three are on medium tyres. Dawson is the highest placed hard tyre runner, and these two have swapped positions because Dawson is now ahead of Doctor, who was the other way around at the end of the last race. In fact, race day, we just saw him briefly there pull out to try and get past Black Forest. He failed to do it in the last race, and he's going to fail to do it again. Obviously, he's going to try and get it done this time, because he didn't quite get it done the first time. So what is it going to be? Racer Tay, he's clawing around Final corner now. I think he's actually gone side by side with Black Forest. At least he's now in the slipstream then. Raiden pulls out to the inside to try and get past Doctor. And Raceday does get down the inside of Black Forest. Raiden goes down the inside on Doctor. And Raceday's not stopping there. He's gone for Doctor as well. I think he tried to get a triple overtake there. That didn't work on the braking, and he's caused absolute havoc as he lets Doctor through. So, meanwhile, we have now Melond, Night Donna and Wizard leading away then. Night Donna obviously losing pole position from when Fubuki tried to get down the inside into the first corner. A failed overtake from Racete has cost him lots of positions here. Hubi is now down to 9th place, the man who won the last race, trying to charge his way back through the field. BMG in 10th, and Fubuki is quite far back behind at the moment. Racete has got Hubi behind him, and he knows Hubi's going to be quick, so he's going to have to try and keep him there. As Doctor tries to get around the outside of Black Forest. Black Forest on the hard tyre, Doctor on the medium tyre. The softer, faster compound at the moment has got the edge here. Dawson has tried to catch up to Melond to get onto the top 3, of which Melond is all over the back of Night Donna. So then Melond is on the back of Night Donna, and he's going to try and catch up to get through. He's going to try and see if he can get onto the top 2 here. Is Melond going to go for it? Yes, he does. He pulls out to the inside, but then backs out of that one. We have all 3 manufacturers in the top 3 at the moment as it stands. Meanwhile, in the midfield, where everything looks to be kicking off, we've got Racete, Hubi, and all of the lads. With Racete, we've got Doctor, who's trying to get on the inside on Black Forest, and he's not quite made it here now. Doctor tries to get the exit. Black Forest starts to move across, and it turns just an absolute conga line of cars. Racete pulls to the outside. Racete is going to the outside of Doctor. Is he anticipating Doctor trying to get to the inside of Black Forest? No, Doctor's going defensive. Racete's forced to go the long way around, and that does not work. That does not work in the end. And Tej again trying to get around the outside. That's not quite working there either. So we've got Hubi now behind him in 9th place, chasing down Racete for 8th place. He's only chasing him down, so he is right on the back of him. Doctor in at P7, 6th is Black Forest. In 5th place then Raiden trying to get himself onto that podium. Didn't get a podium in the first race. It's unusual to see Raiden off the podium, so he's going to want to try and correct it in this one. And in fact Melond is now ahead of Night Donna and goes hunting after Wizard for the victory here. Melond has won a race here. He won last season here at the Nurburgring in the Corvette, so he has had a victory here. He knows how it is to win a race, and he has won 2 whole races in his time in Group 3, which he's been here since like season 2. Doctor is all over the back of Black Forest. Racete is trying to get around the outside there, and I think he's trying to get around the outside there, and it's not quite enough. Although Doctor's getting down the inside, he's going now to the outside of Black Forest. He's not got close enough yet. Doctor's trying, he's pushing everything he's got. In fact, Black Forest goes very wide, and in fact he's kicking gravel up off the tyres there. Now these 4 cars, who is going to change position? Does he go for it? Doctor chooses to the outside. Racete looking for an opportunity if all goes wrong. Doctor's trying to go around the outside, that's not quite enough there. Racete now is still all over him, trying to get back at him, and it's still not quite enough. Here we go then. Down the inside, he looks to try and go, but that doesn't quite work for him. On the exit now, Doctor's going to get the run on in the slipstream on Black Forest. Is this enough? He's not really closing that gap down. Meanwhile, Racete and Hubi's trying to get to the outside. Hubi goes around the outside into turn 1. Doctor trying to get down the inside, and that's actually cost Racete because he's not able to get anywhere. So now Doctor has slowed down Hubi, slowed down Racete, and now Hubi's trying to get to the inside. He sticks it to the inside, and he spins! Hubi gets into a spin! That doesn't look to have cost him a position though. He's managed to correct that relatively quickly, but it's just an exciting burst on the throttle, and that has cost him a position there. He very nearly spun and lost it. That would have been disastrous for Hubi if he'd have lost that then. Meanwhile up front, Melon still chasing down Wizard, with Night Donna just holding off in 3rd place at the moment, not really anywhere near anyone. Black Forest, Doctor, Racete and Hubi are trying to catch up. So, Hubi then, does he get close enough to overtake Restate? Not yet. These two had a cracking battle in Fuji last time out, and now they are battling again here in Nurburgring. This time for 8th place. Last time in Fuji it was for a podium. Now then, Doctor is all over Black Forest. Is Doctor going to be able to get himself ahead? He's going to the inside, under braking. He slows the car down, gets it through, but Black Forest is fighting back. And Doctor is through, whereas Reste is still trying to hold off against Hubi and Vitamin G behind. So we've got this battle going on now between these two, and in fact Hubi's trying to get to the inside. He's on the inside and he's still there, which now switches actually to the outside. So Hubi is on the outside, but he gets closed off, and Reste holds the lead, or 8th place, sorry. Still edging out ahead. Vitamin G just inside at the top 10. He had a disappointing first race. He's going to be looking for redemption here, and it's not going to be quite enough on this occasion. Vitamin G tries to get through the field, as you can see them all filing their way down, line, single file line, queuing down into the first corner. Does Hubi go for under braking into turn 1? No, he does not. Neither does Black Forest on Doctor. So Vitamin G then is behind Hubi. Still Hubi getting a little bit of a moment there. He's looking a bit wobbly. In fact, here comes Vitamin G through on his hard tyres. They're on hards. The top 3 are all on mediums. In fact, Wizard has dropped down to 3rd, and I wonder, and Wizard's got a penalty, so I wonder if Wizard's made a mistake or he's gone wide. He's got a penalty. Dawson now moves up on a 3rd. Wizard drops to 5th, and is he going to drop to 6th? Where's Doctor? Not quite close enough. But absolute chaos for Wizard, who has now dropped himself out of the lead of this race. That gives Mellon now the lead, and a 2-second lead at that. And the medium tyres, 3 seconds separate Mellon from the leading hard tyre runner. Raiden is also in hards and is 2nd. So then, Doctor is on the mediums, and he's only just edging out Black Forest, who's on hard tyres, whereas Reste and Hubi both on hard tyres, Vitamin G hards and Fubuki on hards. So there's a bit of a disappointing affair for Fubuki on this occasion. Hubi is now on the back of Vitamin G. Vitamin G is on the back of Hubi, sorry, and Hubi is trying to keep up with Reste. Black Forest is trying to do a similar thing to Doctor, whose tyres aren't actually in bad condition, and in fact aren't too far worse than that of the hard tyre that Black Forest is on. Meanwhile, the mediums from no one's tyres really have gone off the cliff to the point that they'll have to pit in, so everyone looks to be good for now. But crucially, at the moment, nobody is pitting in. A 24 lap race, so if you can get to lap 12, it's an easy one stop no matter what tyre you pit on, because if you can get to lap 12 on the mediums, the hards should easily make it, and if you can get to lap 12 on the hards, well, everyone else will have made it on the lap 12 on the mediums, so surely they can go the final distance. It's looking like this could be a one-stop race. We're already quarter of the way through the race, and everyone's tyres look to be in fairly good condition, so it could be a simple one-stop race. Dawson on the back of Knight Donner though, because this is crucial with Dawson on the hards. He will be going longer than Mellon, and Mellon will be pitting on the hards, whereas Dawson will be pitting on the mediums. So this could be crucial to this race now, and the race result in 3rd place with Knight Donner in 2nd. Here is Dawson then into the hairpin. He goes. Try and take 2nd place from Knight Donner. He's going to go see if he can get track position here today, because that track position could come in handy. It's easy to defend on this track, as we've seen time and time again. Reste now all over the back of Black Forest, whose Doctor is finally starting to use these mediums to break away, and in fact Black Forest having to defend from Tay, who's got a penalty. Tay has a penalty and he has to serve that now, which leaves Hubi right back into contention now for this 8th place, and suddenly Tay will be under threat as he serves it there. Now there goes Hubi through. Vitamin G, does he also go through? No, Reste does hold that 9th place then in the end. In fact, no, because Reste got another penalty and has had to defend now from Vitamin G. It's not quite worked, and Reste loses at the end. He's dropped down to 10th place. Not very nice if you are Resertain. In fact, here comes Raiden on Dawson. Dawson comes very defensive. In fact, Raiden nearly put himself in the wall there, trying to find that inside line. What on earth was Raiden doing? They were both trying to get to that inside line. Dawson going extremely defensive there, and in fact, it almost looks like Raiden was about to put himself in the wall, and that was the desperate measures that Raiden was going to have to get onto that top 3 to find his way past. He said he was willing to run right up against the wall. But it didn't happen, to no avail. Dawson is still ahead in 3rd place. In fact, here comes Raiden coming down the inside under braking. Raiden's gone for the move. Dawson's trying to get around the outside, and he's still holding it to the inside. Dawson successfully defends his position. Yet again, Raiden's finding this incredibly difficult to make an overtake. Is this going to be enough now? He comes to the outside goes Raiden. He's trying to get around there, and he's not quite done it. Not quite yet. Here comes Raiden and Dawson still side by side heading into Schumacher S. And it's not enough. Raiden still not close enough. And Wizard has suddenly really closed up. With Wizard on these medium tyres, he's on faster compound of tyres, so he will have the edge there. But Dawson's and Raiden's are more well looked after and can go longer into the race. So Wizard, if he wants this position, he's got to make a decision now. Is it worth pushing at the extent of your tyres going out? Is it worth pushing? You will be losing tyres, but you'll be gaining track position. You'll also lose time as Raiden tries to get to the outside of Dawson. That's not quite enough. So these 3 running incredibly close, and Doctor's not a million miles away on the medium tyres as well. And in fact, it almost looks like Dawson was going into the pits there. He's covering off that inside line at the final corner, and he takes a very tight line on entry. Wizard is in. Wizard the first person to come into the pits now. Dawson has got Raiden on his inside, and on this occasion Raiden's managed to get that inside line, and it looks like he's going to take 3rd, and he's coming to the inside, and down the inside goes Raiden, and to take P3 on the road now at the moment. Dawson looked to try and fight back, but at the end of all that, taking that tight line into the final corner was not enough for Dawson to be able to defend, because Raiden took a more natural line to the final corner, allowing him to get to the inside heading into the first corner. So a brilliant race and aircraft there from Raiden to be able to get through. Now he's got Night Donner in front of him. Night Donner on incredibly warm, and in these warm medium tyres. Is he going to be able to hold on against him? Melon has managed to pull out a 6-second gap to Night Donner, which is absolutely crucial. Dawson then is all over the back of Raiden. Where has Wizard come out of the pits? Wizard has come out of the pits in 10th place. So Hoobie is all over Black Forest now, but crucially we've got Raiden on Night Donner. Now this is an interesting battle because Raiden's starting on the hard tyre and Night Donner's decision to start on the mediums. It worked on the initial phase, but Night Donner has really dropped off, whereas Melon is still going. So Melon is going to be happy that Night Donner's managing to hold out for this long, because it's going to have slowed everyone else down, that they're all battling for position to provisionally get on the top 3. Is this going to be enough then? Out of the corner, here we go then, onto the back straight, powering it up the straight. Corvette on Corvette, he comes to the inside on the kink up the road, and now as we rise up the hill into the chicane, Raiden's got the outside line, and it's very tight, but the move is done, and Raiden takes 2nd place. Incredible race to get around the outside of the chicane there. Night Donner doesn't pit. Raiden has now got Dawson, who comes down the inside into the final corner on Night Donner, and now Dawson is still all over him. Night Donner, does he look to make an attempt to get to the inside? Does Dawson move to the inside? We can very easily see these guys go 3 wide heading into the first corner. Dawson looks to try and get to the inside, but Raiden manages to cover that inside line. I think there's been a bit of contact there between Dawson and Night Donner, and it looks to cost Dawson a shot at the position. In the end, it didn't quite work for Dawson. I think there may have been a light tap there between Dawson and Night Donner. So now we've got Dawson all over the back of Raiden. Night Donner, here he comes, trying to find a way through if a mistake is made. So Wizard attempting that undercut on lap 7. 2 laps ago he's pitted in, and is the only person I believe who have pitted in right now. Hoobie has found his way ahead of Black Forest. We've got Doctor, we've got Night Donner, we've got Dawson, and Raiden spins. Raiden has spun. Unbelievably, Raiden has made an error, and that's going to just cost him position now. And where has he ended up after all this? I think it's just gone completely. Raiden is down in P9. Absolute disaster for Raiden, who's down in 9th place now. So Dawson is now to second. Doctor is suddenly all over the back of McDonald. Both of these started on the medium tyres, so both of these on the same tyre and probably the same strategy now. What happened to Raiden as he spun out from 2nd place? Pure just disaster for Raiden, and now he's going to work incredibly hard to try and salvage something out of this race. His title challenge has really taken a hit this race. So then, as we approach onto the 20-minute mark on lap 9 out of 24, we're not even into double digits yet, and here comes Doctor going down the inside into the chicane. He made his intentions there. He made his intentions known to Night Donna, filling up the mirrors. Night Donna definitely knows. Melon in from the lead, lap 9, he chooses to pit in. Night Donna also in. Doctor is staying out, so Doctor is continuing on for another lap. So Doctor will move into 2nd, Hubi will move up to 3rd, Black Forest 4th, and Race 5th, 6th. But all these have yet to pit. They have to pit. Raiden, however, is going to struggle. So then Dawson now leads with Doctor into 2nd place, but Doctor is surely coming toward the end of his pit stops. I'm still maintaining the belief it could be a one-stop race. It's looking like, because I reckon these hards could still go an extra couple of laps, and the Doctor has done well on those medium tyres, but those hards still very easily go another couple of laps, and the mediums made it this far, they'll probably make it to the end of your pit for like lap 14. So I reckon the mediums are gonna, the hard runners and the medium runners, it's gonna be a general one-stop race. Black Forest in 5th, 6th is Vitamin G. And in the end, we've got Racer Tay in 4th place. 5th is Black Forest. And in Vitamin G is now in 6th as he's trying to salvage something again. He's had a really disappointing night so far. And is he going to be getting much better? We're about to see if he's going to be able to find his way past Black Forest. Is this going to be enough for Vitamin G to get himself ahead of Black Forest now? And in fact, there's Racer Tay in P4. 3rd is Hubi Doctor. Doing an incredible job, but I'm sure he's probably going to pit in this lap to cover off that undercut from Night Donna. Where has Melon come out? Melon has come out in 8th place ahead of Wizard for 6 seconds. In fact, Night Donna has come out behind Wizard, crucially. Both of which have already pitted. All those mediums and are running hard to the end as Wizard gets a penalty. In fact, Melon is all over the back of Raiden, and Raiden, having not stopped, Melon is now trying to make that move, and in fact Raiden pulls to the outside. Melon gets down the inside on his fresh hards against Raiden's worn hards, and Melon takes 7th place and he's ahead of Raiden, and I think Melon is all set to retake the lead, and this could be a victory here for Melon. Another Group 3 victory. He would be his 3rd, I believe. A really strong racer he is indeed. Hubi is chasing Doctor, who's continuing on again. Doctor is going on for another lap. His stint must be coming to an end soon because Hubi's now all over the back of him, and Doctor's tyres are really starting to hit the cliff a bit now. As it turns out though, Doctor is the only driver who has started on the mediums and he's still going 11 laps in. Hubi is 3rd, 4th is Race Day, 5th, Vitamin G 6th, Black Forest 7th, Melon 8th, Raider 9th, Wizard 10th, Night Donna and 11th for Buki, who has had a rather disappointing affair, but obviously with pit stops still to take into account, Melon is still highly likely to be taking back the lead of this one because he is within the pit window of everyone in front of them. And crucially, he is within the pit window of everyone in front of him, to the point that there is actually a gap between them when he comes out. So this is really looking good now for Melon to take the lead and the win possibly at the end there. Surely Doctor's going to come in this lap. His Lexus teammate and ERT teammate Hubi is chasing him down like a hound, and it's really not working because I think Doctor's just struggling on those medium tyres now. They really seem to have gone, and Hubi is drastically gaining. Hubi in the slipstream, heading up the hill. We rise up the hill now towards the chicane. And into the chicane now. It's not enough for Hubi. Hubi's not quite made that one yet. There is Doctor though. Into the pits comes Doctor as expected. Who continues on. Racetay is also in. So Racetay is the first driver on the hard tyres to pit in. Melon has actually found his way now ahead of Black Forest. Melon moves up into 4th place and he's still charging. Melon is a man on a mission. Black Forest has lost a place. So Racetay, the first person on the hard tyres, he's made them go 11 laps, but I think everyone else might be pitting now. So we've reached the halfway point of this race. Melon is 4th. In fact, someone's gone. Black Forest has spun coming out of the first corner. He has spun. He's got damage to the front of the car. And he's made contact on the rejoin with Wizard. Wizard got out of shape. I don't think he's lost the position. He's in ninth on it. He's just hitting everyone here like it's bumper cars or something. What disaster for Black Forest. He's not only hit Wizard, he's not only spun, but he then hit Wizard on the rejoin, and then on the rejoin for the rejoin he hit Night Donner. Now Doctor behind him on fresh hard. Black Forest with a damaged front to the car. Night Donner and Wizard look to have gotten away with it without taking any damage to the car, which is absolutely crucial for this. Hoobie and Dawson leads 3 seconds ahead of Hoobie. Where is Melon in relation? He's 8 seconds from Dawson in the lead, so Melon is looking impressively likely to take the win, but Dawson and Hoobie will be on medium tyres and much fresher tyres, so they really will give everything to go for it. But Melon grabbing fastest lap, really looking strong here. So we've got Dyke Donner chasing down Wizard. We've got Black Forest on the back of Doctor. Doctor has actually overtaken Black Forest here somehow. So yeah, Doctor has gotten himself ahead of Black Forest and gaining fresh hards for Doctor as he attempts to reclaim some positions and move himself up the order. Will he keep going though? Melon is suddenly on the back of Vim G though, so he's suddenly gone close between these two. Here comes Melon, he's over the back of Vim G. Does he pull out to the inside? Some more combo overtaking spot that we've been given here. Melon tries to pull to the inside, goes down the inside on the braking, down the inside goes Melon, takes 3rd place now on track, and he's now just got Hoobie and Dawson in front of him. Melon is doing an incredible job this race. So Vim G then has actually dropped off from Melon after all that. Raiden is in 5th place, Wizard 6th, Night Donner is 7th at the moment still. So yeah, Night Donner at 7th with Doctor 8th, 9th Restay, 10th Black Forest and 11th is Fubuki. Hoobie and Dawson. Here's Dawson leading the race, still having not pitted yet. We've got Hoobie in 2nd place, 3rd place is Melon, 4th Vermin G, 5th is Raiden. Then as Raiden attempts to charge, Melon is really rapidly decreasing the gap. It's now 4.2 seconds. The gap to the leader has come down as well to 7 seconds. So Melon is a man on a mission right now to really push to get that victory, and things are looking in his favour. They really are looking stronger for him today. In fact, that's Night Donner with a penalty, so he's going to have to serve that on the next straight, which is where he's arrived, and he is serving that now. Doctor, 8th place. Recitate, 9th, 10th is Black Forest, 11th is Fubuki, still at the back. Kubi continues on again, and just 7 seconds separates the top 3, and you can see them all in that shot as the others behind are filing through, with Vitman and Raiden having not pitted. So Melon is a pit stop ahead of them all now. Apart from Hoobie and Dawson, he's a pit stop ahead of Vitman and a pit stop ahead of Raiden. Wizard is still looking to salvage a podium out of this, as is Doctor. So Melon looking strong as that gap comes down to 6.5 seconds between Melon and the leader. The gap is just rapidly declining, and Melon might overtake them on track before these two even choose to pit in, because their tyres are looking in a very good condition here. I'm not sure if there's any fuel saving going on, but there could be fuel saving, which might explain a bit But Raiden is still trying to recover from that error that he made earlier on. He's running in 5th place at the moment. But will he be able to get? We've got Wizard in 6th place, 7th is Doctor. In 8th is Nike Donna, and in 9th is Racer. So Racer all over the back of Nike Donna for 8th place in the slipstream. He's following through. Does he pull to the inside? He goes down the inside. Racer goes late on the brakes. He's gone down the inside into P8. The move is done. And Racer takes 8th place away from Nike Donna. Doctor is P7, Wizard in 6th, 5th is Raiden, Vimanji in 4th with Melond. Still closing that gap down, it's now 5 seconds. These two have surely got to pit in soon, I'd say within the next couple of laps, onto the mediums, and then they will go to the end of the race on those mediums. Could easily make it to the end of the race at this stage. And in fact Dawson is in. Dawson into the pits. Hubi is now going on to inherit the lead. Melon moves up to 2nd, inevitably. Vimin in and Raiden in. Wizard is going to continue on then. So Wizard is going to get onto the podium. With Doctor trying to get around the outside of Reste. Reste goes down the inside on Doctor and races out on the medium tyre. Who started on the hards, he's down the mediums and he's now pushing to get that podium. And he has indeed taken 4th place. Dawson comes out behind, he's in 6th, 7th, it's actually Raiden. Dawson comes out in 7th then. Behind this battle going on as Race Day takes 4th place. And he's within the window of Hubi at the moment. And Melond is 1.5 seconds back, 11 seconds to the next car. So Melond has got an incredible performance right now. And Reste is going to have to push for it, and you can see he's pushing for it because he has grabbed the fastest lap of the race. And he's still going purple on this lap, so Reste is really going for it. Dawson's trying to get around the outside of Nike Donna. Dawson's on fresh mediums versus Nike, who's on slightly worn hards. Down the inside goes Dawson. The move is done, and that's P6. Doctor is 5th, 4th, Racer Tay, with 3rd being Wizard, and now Racer Tay is within a second of Wizard. Here he goes now. Is this going to be enough for Racer Tay? Is he going to try and make that move? Stick these 6 temps back. He's closing in through the Schumacher S. And touching the gravel a little bit there, but he's really pushing for it. He's using every bit of road that he's got, and he's really trying to close that gap down to get himself onto the podium. I think he's close enough. In fact, Melond is suddenly really close to the back of Hubi, and so I think Hubi might actually lose the position to Melond here. On track before he pits in. Does Hubi go to the pits? I think he does. Hubi peels off into the pit lane now with 10 laps to go. Going with 9 laps to go actually in a minute. And Hubi into the pits. That puts Wizard and Racer Tay fighting now for 3rd place. And so here we go then, they're fighting for 3rd place. Wizard is in the slipstream and Reste is through. So Reste has now moved into 2nd and has now got a huge tall order on for him now to close a 12-second gap to see if he can win this race now. To fight for a position against Melond. Wizard is now in 3rd. Dawson's 4th, 5th, Doctor 6th, Nike Donna. Hubi has come out in 7th now. Ahead, Redden and Vitman G, who've had an all-round disappointing performance, you could say, especially Vitman G has definitely had a disappointing run. Reste has immediately started to take effect, and that gap to Melond is on the decline. Racete suddenly on a charge. Is he purple for the first sector? He's not purple, but I'm sure it's still pretty decent first sector as Racete now immediately attempts to charge. He's had a huge drought, a winless drought, and there goes Dawson as he through. But P3, Dawson gets through into 3rd, and a Wizard is now dropping down and is now off the podium. Now Racete is going to have a fight on his hand, because Dawson is on fresh mediums and recently came out the pits. The race for this strategy has absolutely exploded and no one knows what is going to happen. Reste then into 2nd place then, and has got a 12-second gap to decrease to Melland if he wants to try and win this race. We've got Doctor in 5th, 6th is Nine, on 7th is Hubi. 8th place is Raiden for the moment, and now so it's getting incredibly close now. We've got Wizard, we've got Dawson. Wizard trying to catch up to AGX Dawson, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Doctor is now on the back of Wizard. We saw these two running near to each other last time, I believe, in Fuji as well. Not quite in positions this time. So here we go then, we've got Dawson and we've got Racete and Melond all by himself. So there we go then, Racete is hunting down Melond for the victory. And the gap has come down by about a second of this lap alone. In fact, Wizard is in. Wizard is in off those hard tyres. And Night Donna is also in. So I'm assuming they're going mediums to the end. Just getting sick and tired of those hards. That's going to surrender a lot of track position here. Meanwhile, that battle for second place is a second between Dawson and Racete. Why do I keep confusing those two? So Racete then in second, and that gap is now just 10.8 seconds. It was 12 seconds at this stage last time, so you can see how he's decreasing that gap now. And it's still coming down, but will it come down by enough to win this race? Because it looks like he's also going to have to worry about Dawson behind. It's going to be a threat. In fact, Dawson's gone purple in that first sector, which shows that Dawson's pushing for it. But Racete is also pushing for it, and Melon's lap times are consistently 58. Low 58s, whereas Racete's lap times are low 57s. Racete is a second a lap quicker, and in fact Dawson is also looking a second a lap quicker, but it's relatively simple, small margins between these two for lap times with Raiden and Dawson and Racete. Here we go then, Racete then still managing to hold out a half a second gap to Dawson. The gap seems stable. 10 seconds though to Melond. Melond, the gap is just about to duck underneath the 10-second mark and into the final 10 seconds as we run very close toward the end. And here comes Dawson. Dawson comes to the inside. It switches to the outside for the chicane. Is Racete going to be able to defend? He tries to hold it around, forces Dawson the outside, and that has managed. Oh, Racete's gone straight on. Racete's gone straight onto the chicane, and that's reset him. And now Doctor's in third, and any chance Tay out of winning now has just been absolutely eliminated. And Tay, there we go, Tay pits in at the end of all that. I wonder what that's for. It's just a pit stop onto medium tyres. Wizard did pit onto mediums in the end, as has Night Donna. I could believe this, he did pit onto the medium tyre. Unbelievable, and that means now it's up to Dawson to try and decrease the 10-second margin that Melond has built up. Now Dawson has got a 3-second gap to Doctor behind. He can entirely focus on overtaking Melond. You can focus solely on trying to catch up and overtake Melond for the victory. Raiden is here in 5th place. 6th place, Vimin G then. Managed to get himself up into 6th. I see it wasn't the ideal race for Wittmann, especially not in the first one or in the second one. So then we've got Black Forest, we've got Wizard, we've got Nike Donna, and we've got Racete for the positions for now on lap 18 of 24. Melond has built up a 9.7 gap, but that gap is rapidly declining. Can Dawson win this race? That is the question. It's a tall order, but will it happen? Will Dawson be able to catch up and overtake? Because in motorcar racing, catching up is one thing, but overtaking is another. You can catch up all he likes, but we've seen time and time again that it isn't actually as easy as you'd expect to overtake here in this track, in these cars. The Subi's all over the back of Doctor. Despite this, we've seen that people trying relentlessly. Tay comes out 10th place. He was on a podium just a bit onward ago, and now he is fighting against Night Donna for P9. His wrist take off, Tay goes down the inside on Night Donna. He makes the move, slight cut across the grass there, but Tay has made the move nonetheless, and he is now up to 10th. Only not, because he's got a grid, he's got a penalty. He has a time penalty which he will serve on the straight. and that is Chaos Foreste, who is now losing time as he serves a penalty, and there it is. It's pretty much game over as Night Donner gets back through. Fubuki pits in again from last on the order. So here comes Hubi all over the back of Doctor, and in fact he was going to try and get down the inside on Doctor, heading into the corner now, and there he goes down the inside. The move is done. And he manages to get himself ahead of Doctor and get on the podium, and a crucial race this is for Huber, because his main title rivals going into this were Raiden and Vitman, and both of them have had a relatively disappointing affair, to the point that they're currently sat 5th and 6th, and it didn't exactly go well for them in the first race. So all in all, not the ideal performance for them. Closing rapidly now on to the final couple of laps. We've got Wizard, we've got Racer, we've got Night Donner. In fact, Night Donner is within half a second of Racer, so Night Donner is going to have to find a way through. Number 58 versus number 100. Two Corvette teammates are fighting for 9th. It's a wall at the back, relatively. It's not where either of them wanted to be, but it's where they are. Vitman G, Raiden are 6th and 5th, although Dr. Raiden is catching up to the guys in the top 3, so it's not over yet. Raiden might still be able to get Doctor and possibly Hubi. Let's just return our eyes to the gap at the front. It's now 6 seconds between Dawson and Melond. Obviously Dawson focusing on trying to close that down. Meanwhile Raiden has got the fastest lap of the race. Is he going to go from Doctor? No, he's not. 5 laps to go. It's gone incredibly close now between Doctor and Raiden. Raiden tries to find his way through. Tries to find his way through, does Raiden, as he gets incredibly close now to the back of Doctor. 3 ERC drivers are all near enough together on track now. Is this going to be enough for Raiden to find his way through into 4th place? It's not quite close enough. Here we go then, Raiden, he's really close to the back of him now. In fact, that gap's coming down, so it looks like he's setting up a move into the hairpin. It's possible here, and he sends it. He's gone down the inside into the hairpin, down the inside, and he makes the move sick. And Raiden moves into 4th place. Doctor's hard tyres, you can see that's just the pace difference between the mediums and the hard tyre, and now that pops Raiden into 4th place as Doctor immediately starts losing time to Raiden. So this does now mean Raiden is catching up with Hubi in 3rd. In fact, that gap is now 5 seconds, but with 4 laps to go, I don't know how possible that will be that Dawson will be able to catch up to Melond and overtake him. But we will keep our eye on that developing at the front. This is Raiden now chasing down Hubi for 3rd place. And in fact, in the background, a Wizard is on the back of Black Forest. He's trying to catch up now in the slipstream onto the rise up the hill into the chicane. Here we go then, Wizard is catching up, he comes close under braking, but he's not close enough, so Wizard is going to try, and that's not quite enough for the moment to try and take that 7th place. Here we go then, Wizard is on the back of Black Forest, and here we go, he accelerates away, coming out in the final corner in the slipstream of Black Forest. He's gaining, he's trying everything to catch up. And Foxy has joined the room. Not 100% why, I'm assuming the race is finished. In fact, Wizard goes down the inside on the exit, and Wizard has made the move on Black Forest. Black Forest has lost the position there, and Black Forest is through ahead of Wizard. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got Raiden trying to catch up. In fact, Vim G suddenly closing up to Doctor. Dawson is 4 seconds off of Melond at the front. Black Forest then having lost the position of 7th place, losing 7th place in the exit turn 1. Here is Raiden now in 4th. Here is Raiden now in 4th position as we come very close now to the end of this race. These feature races are incredibly long, almost endurance style races. They are really long, and they are really testing patience of the drivers to keep the mentality going and the ambition and the drive and the determination going after 40 minutes of racing. It's a long time to be driving that car, and they've really just got to keep focused now for the final couple of laps, because there's still positions up for grabs for some people. 6th place is, it's still possible that Wittmann could get 5th, and he's going to want to try, because at this stage in the championship you've got to think long term. Every position can count for points, and that means that points mean you have a better chance of winning the championship at the end of the season, obviously. Dawson is within 3 seconds. He's 3 seconds of Melons now. That gap is getting down by a second a lap. With 3 laps to go, he'll be right on him. We could see a very ambitious attempt, maybe a move out of desperation for Dawson to try and take that win on the final lap here. Risate, Nightdonner and Fabuki right down at the back, bringing up the rear here. It's Mellon then 2.5 seconds ahead of Dawson. The gap is rapidly declining, and here we go then. Dawson's catching. He's got Mellon within his sight, and Dawson knows now that these hard tyres from Mellon are slower than his medium tyres, which are actually more worn despite him pitching on, despite them being younger. But it's not enough to really swing into Mellon's favour here, so Dawson looks like he's going to hold on. But will he hold on for long enough? That is the question. In fact, Wittmann G is all over the back of Doctor as we fly through the Schumacher S. Wittmann G is all over the back of him now, and here we come. Does he go to the inside? Wittmann G gets down the inside. Oh, there was very nearly contact there between Doctor and Wittmann. In fact, Wittmann gets the drive on the exit and tries to hold around the outside. Tries to do a switchback using his driving line to find his way through, and it's not quite enough in the slipstream. Here is Wittmann as we rise up now into the kink and then through up to the chicane. Is this going to be enough? Here comes Wittmann G coming down the inside. No, not yet. So then here's Wittmann, who tries to get down the inside on Doctor into the final corner. It's not quite enough as we head onto the penultimate lap. The battle up front is less than 1.5 seconds on the penultimate lap. Dawson is edging ever closer to Mellon, and we could see an interesting fight on our hands. Meanwhile, we've got Wittmann G trying to get around the outside of Doctor into the first corner. Is he going for it? He's going to do the switchback. He up that apex. He gets the run on the exit. Tries to get the drive. Doctor comes across. Now Wittmann's got to hold it around the outside of the second corner, and it looks like he's almost on it, but it's not quite enough yet. It is not enough, and so Wittmann does not hold the lead. He does not grab 5th place from Doctor. He's trying everything, but Doctor gets a wobble on out of turn 4, and it looks like he might have struggled now as we charge into turn 5. Around the outside goes Wittmann, which switches to the inside of 6. Here he comes now down the inside into turn 6, and he tries to get the drive, tries to accelerate sooner. Here we go then. Is this going to be enough for Wittmann? They're going side by side. Wittmann's running incredibly low on fuel, as is Doctor. Wittmann comes down the inside into the hairpin, and the move is complete. Meanwhile, up front, we've got Mellon and Dawson split just up by just less than a second now. It's incredibly close, and Dawson might have to go for it on this final lap now. It's going to be all or nothing to take the win here for the second race here at the Nurburgring before we jet off in the third race. We will be setting off to... So here we go then, we've got the third race of the season coming up next week, and in fact now we've got Dawson, who is just behind him now, and is all over the back of him. As we head off to Croatia for Dragon Trail Seaside, Mellon goes extremely defensive to cover off that inside line from Dawson. As you can see them running right across our camera there. Dawson tries to get to the outside into the first corner. It's not quite enough, but we've seen you do not need the inside line to get the move done there. And on this occasion, Mellon does hold him off. This is incredibly close now. And Dawson's tyres are like a half worn, so Mellon's tyres are in better condition. But is this going to be enough for Mellon to hold the win here against Dawson? Here he comes, he's trying everything to find his way through. This looks like this is slowly he's with every second here, he is running out of corners on this lap. Dawson pulls to the inside for turn 5, and he comes very close to making contact. Mellon looks to hold that around the outside though, and he has done. The Austrian continues to lead here. And in fact, here comes Dawson now to the outside of the hairpin. He's been shown the outside line by Mellon. Mellon's going to keep to that inside line, and Dawson can't get through there either. And this is highlighting what we're saying, that this track is not as easy to take on as you would think. So then Dawson, he's on the back. Here comes Dawson, look to switch to the inside. It's not quite enough. Mellon is now, and he's still holding up the lead, but only by 2/10. In fact, with every corner, Dawson's going to have to think about making it into an overtaking opportunity. But he's got just 4 corners to get the win here. If he wants to win, he's got just 4 corners to do it. And now as we come to the kink, Dawson switches to the inside, and now as we head into the chicane with 3 corners to go, Dawson's taking the lead. Mellon, does he try to get to the outside? Yes, he does, and it's not quite enough for Mellon to take the win, and Dawson looks to have grabbed it on the last lap. He has had an absolutely ridiculous charge, and the move is done there, and Dawson wins in the second race in the Nurburgring. He wins the feature race. Mellon second. Third place is Hooby in the end. Raiden did come back to 4th after making a mistake. Vimon G grabbed 5th. 6th is Dr. 7th Wizard. 8th place for Rest 10, 9th. And 10th for Black Forest. In fact, Night Dawn and Black Forest, it's not sealed yet. And these two were going side by side coming into the chicane. Black Forest is going to be enough. It's Black Forest home race. Night Donna switches to the inside. Down the inside he goes. And they make contact. But Night Donna finds his way through for P9. Fighting to the bitter end is Night Donna, and he's taken 9th place. Black Forest 10th and 11th is Sabuki. So Dawson wins then the second round here. That was a very intense race for a different reason to the first one, which was just cars everywhere. This one was intense because it was fighting till the very end. They were not giving up, and in the end, it's what happened with Dawson, and he managed to get the right strategy out there today. There is your official results then, and congratulations to Dawson, who won the race for race 2, for week 2. He went up 4 positions to win, and a very stock looking race suit there. Well, that is that, and another great fascinating race from Group 3. We will see you next week in Dragon Trail Seaside, and until then, goodbye. Although we won't, because in like 10 minutes, 10-20 minutes, we will have the Super Formula race at Monza. So this stream will end, and the stream will open again in a bit. So bear with me a minute. There seems to be a bit of kicking off going on. We will see you all then next time. Goodbye.